We're all dead!
Demon bunny yet? Jerk!
What? That was such a weird, like, cut off of sound.
I think it's because he knows I don't like swearing.
Every once in a while, I can catch myself.
And what about people who didn't watch yesterday's episode? All right.
Well, now they have a reason to go back and check it out.
Well, no, they don't.
So should I explain what the demon bunny is again?
No, don't do that. Anything but that.
All you have to know is it found us.
If you explain it 2 times, the demon bunny comes.
Oh, it's adorable.
What happens after 2 times? It's always 3.
Yeah, 2 times just means you're pushing it.
Well, see, the demon bunny doesn't take no
but what's
guff.
down there? You gotta pillage the tombs.
Don't take no bunny guff.
Demon bunny don't take no fluff.
As we continue to explore the tombs, we find Gayle in a perilous situation, armed with only a bow and her razor-sharp wits.
I think you can go into that tomb. It's like
She's destroying every natural artifact found inside of this avian tomb.
I think you can open the tombs like a chest. Just saying. There might be a couple things in there.
Sit back and relax.
Oh, that's a cool artifact up there, the big giant bird.
Yeah, I want that.
You can use the matter thing to get that. It has range.
Didn't bring it with me.
As we continue to watch Gayle
not being prepared.
Entirely desecrate this bird holy land.
That's gonna go straight up to where you were before. They're all, from what I've seen, they're all roughly designed the same.
By the way, we're playing Starbound, for those of you that haven't realized that.
That's gonna be aggro. Yep.
No,
Close that door.
So aggro.
You gotta pick your poison. Either fight them or fight...
Either way, I'm gonna die.
Not a bad call. Not a bad call.
Yeah.
Death? Not a bad call.
Death is just a new beginning.
Especially with this character who just gets
rebirthed.
Yeah. You guys take it into the soil, and then comes back out.
Did I pick up any
a season later.
Huh. Are you a botanist?
Yeah. Hey, on my off time, I study living botany.
Okay.
Living botany.
Living. Oh my God!
Run for it!
Sometimes people say things and they hurt me.
Well, what would you call the study of living plants?
Botany.
It doesn't have to be
of sentient plants.
Sentient plants. Whoa.
Technically, all plants are sentient. Actually, yeah.
What do you mean by sentient? I mean, like sentient
alive.
Sentient usually means actually self-awareness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Plants are self-aware.
To an extent, absolutely.
They feel pain, so I mean, in that sense, they're self-aware.
They feel pain. They have a nervous system, is what you're telling me.
But they're aware of pain, I think. Aren't they aware of pain?
Yeah, they did something. They figured out that plants actually something about them alters when they're in pain.
I would say they're just responding to stimulus, which is the same.
Not sentient, you would say.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't say sentient. That's
fair.
It's the same like an insect. All they basically do is respond to stimulus. That's all they do.
Right.
All they do is respond to stimulus, and I think plants are the same way. I don't. I'm not
I'm
not an expert in any means, but
I wouldn't disagree with that.
You see moths or whatever. They respond to light. They respond to heat. They respond to motion. Flies.
So what would you call the study of plants that are
sentient?
I would say it's something that doesn't exist.
You would start waiting for it to say "feed me."
Yeah.
Feed me. Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah.
Still can't believe that Daniel hasn't seen the original version of that.
Or what?
Little Shop of
Horrors.
I've only seen the musical version with
that one guy.
Yeah, that one guy.
Yeah, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and the other guy from
Rick Moranis.
Yeah, you
Rick Moranis. And the other one, Steve Martin.
How do I know that? But I've never even seen it. That's weird.
You've never seen the musical?
Never seen it.
No, you were talking about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
No, he's also in Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah. Right, but you said
I was using that to help us remember Rick Moranis' name.
Got it.
But I do know that he and Steve Martin are in that, and I've just never seen it.
If you take those blueprints to your ship, you'll just learn them, and you won't. Or maybe you just right click them or something, and they don't have to just sit around.
Oh, then you can just know.
Nah, not right click, but
I think you take them to your ship and you learn them permanently.
I'm just doing a little bit of organization here.
After a while, it's like you just
Only a
bounce
little bit, just in case Daniel starts to freak out.
So you guys, holodecks are becoming closer to reality.
That's really all I want from my existence. If I can live to the point where holodecks are real, then I can die happy.
Now, I mean, not full on. We're not at a point where.
Well, then we're done talking.
Or holodecks can create matter. You can feel and
they
touch
don't
people.
create matter. No.
Yeah.
Well,
Simulate matter.
Yeah. In the sense of
matter
your
is never
own
created.
awareness.
Yeah, you
Daniel.
literally can't create matter.
In the sense of your own awareness,
It's
you know,
only-
it's like, there's people and I can touch them and stuff like that.
Transference. Yeah.
But,
Invert matter.
But there are people that are making rooms that respond to you, and there are screens on every wall and ceiling and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's red.
So, do you think that will hurt society? Because I mean, people are scared of virtual reality because people are people are just going to.
Well, first of all, it's only going to be accessible to the top 5% and probably the top 2% of the world.
when it comes out.
Yeah.
But eventually, like all technology.
Eventually, like several hundred years later, like I'm serious. Like,
Well, at the rate of
look at-
technological expansion,
okay,
I'm
but
not sure about that.
But my point is, we're playing here on a game on the internet, and most of the world doesn't even have the internet. By the numbers.
Fine, but we're not the top 5% though.
Of the world, we are.
No,
Yeah,
the
we
world,
are.
I
Of
guess.
the world,
Yeah.
we are.
That's all I'm saying. Like, if you're saying will it affect the world, it'll affect the people on top.
Will it affect the country of America?
Will it affect America? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
You think we'll just have? Well, Japan has a problem with shut-ins, right? They have a huge problem with shut-ins. People aren't joining the workforce, aren't contributing. They're just closing themselves off,
Playing StarCraft.
playing games and
MMOs.
StarCraft stuff like that.
That's Korea.
That's Korea.
Yeah, it's Korea. It's causing a big problem. In fact, there's actually a problem where people are more interested in like virtual girlfriends than they are in real people, so they're not even procreating, which is why one of the causes why there's so many old people and so few young people in Japan. Do you think that'll happen here because of holodecks? You think we'll just
I don't think
Hopefully.
we don't need
Close
holodecks
ourselves
for that
off
to
that
happen
much?
here.
Hopefully, we all need to stop having
I
so
mean-
many damn babies.
I think
Can't
it's
feed them
a
all,
give
we
and
just
take.
keep
I mean,
doing it.
part of it's good because it's an outlet for
Mhm.
all those all the raw
because people, a lot of people will give the argument like, oh yeah, but there's some things only a real girl can give you.
Well,
but
that's
Japan's
true.
got that covered.
well, and
They've worked that out.
no, it's true. But there's also a point where if someone is completely satisfied in that sense, like let's say that virtual reality completely satisfies them in that sense, then what do? They can go do something productive. You know what I mean? Like they won't have their life to be like,
I
oh,
see.
I'm spending.
Chasing skirt and stuff like
Yeah,
that. They don't have to
they're like,
spend
okay,
the time doing
however,
that.
you
I can
could
go
al-
home and do that, and now what do I do? Okay, now I can go and win
But-
the Nobel Peace Prize.
But
That's
there's-
true,
there's-
but you could also say that one of
The
the biggest
opposite, yeah.
biggest motivating factors
Right.
for a lot of things that have happened is just trying to be impressive.
Sex. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Well, I mean,
But-
for the most part, you only get money to try and have sex.
to your point, Cameron. There's a whole aspect of MMOs where they give you that sense of progression in the game where you want to keep going,
That's true.
Well,
or where that is the meaningful thing
how
you
does
do in your
that-
day.
I mean, we're here
We're
talking.
talking about virtual girlfriends.
We're
or
talking about
MMOs.
virtual girlfriends. Like,
Right,
so you're
okay.
talking about like a progression with your virtual girlfriend.
No, I'm just saying. I didn't know we were.
If you have a virtual girlfriend,
keeping
and
the
you play an
conversation
MMO,
tied
you're not
into
doing
virtual
anything.
girlfriend. Well, would your
already
virtual
gets-
girlfriend get mad at you for playing the MMO all the
Of
time?
course not. It's a
I would
virtual
hope
girlfriend.
not. Yeah.
Terribly programmed virtual
Well,
girlfriend.
I mean,
My-
I guess how good is the? I guess is how good you want the AI. I guess at that point.
I mean, my real food for thought is if
Well, technically, the AI would be worse if it was like if it was really good AI, then it might complain because it's artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
I guess my social experiment thought process thing was if everyone was completely satisfied, theoretically, if everyone was completely satisfied with their biological urges,
Right. With that aspect of it.
yeah, what would come of that?
Then they could focus on all this other
Well,
stuff.
no,
right?
would
yeah.
they is the question.
Yeah,
Would
well,
they?
that's true. That's true as well.
Yeah, would they, or would they just sink into that hole deeper,
Yeah.
so
Who
to
knows?
speak?
Who knows?
So to speak. Yeah.
In a manner of speaking.
In a manner of speaking.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
It's a
That's true.
difficult. It's a
So
difficult
I can't tell if
conversation.
farming actually gives you food, or if
Well,
it just gives you seeds.
you can create the food, I think. I'm not certain, honestly.
Yeah, it's a hard conversation because it's just a lot of it has to do with sort of a
The
technological
mindset of that time period when it
and
happens.
a technological frontier that we just haven't hit yet. It's kind of like that whole, okay, so we take away all those biological urges things, would we be more productive with or without them? We don't know because we don't really have a precedent.
I guess the
for it.
concept is like
Either way.
innovation has to
Well,
make
they
things
do in
easier.
what's it, Demolition Man?
Yeah.
That's true.
Where they don't even have sex anymore. They just like
Yeah, they put those weird
they
helmets on.
link
Yeah.
in or whatever it is. Yeah.
But then again, that's just
Well,
That's
to
just-
us it feels dry and inhuman, but
Right.
you
well,
know,
yeah, but that's
as it
just
did to
that's just a
Sylvester
movie made by
Stallone.
people who are living in a time that also never experienced that, guessing what it would be like.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
true.
kind of hard to figure out exactly, But I don't
Would
think
it stunt our innovation though, our need to innovate at that point? Because that's one of our biggest things that helps us progress. Is
well, that's true.
yeah,
It all depends on whether or
Like-
not after they have all those other things met, do they still feel like they need something else? Or that's what
well, I mean,
I think
like
they do.
I think
No,
the sense
I
of
think-
travel.
You think so?
I think the sense of travel will be taken away because you can just have your holodeck put you in Brazil or put you in.
Yeah, but no, but by the time you get to that point, everyone's wanting to leave Earth. I think,
yeah,
or wanting to explore.
it
Like,
expands.
yeah, no.
People wouldn't be as reserved about staying on Earth because they could just see Earth anytime they wanted.
Yeah.
That's also true too.
That's a good point.
Right. I just think that it's. I mean, maybe it's just personal, but I think it's very true that humans always they want to learn more, they want to see more, they want to do and see it all.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know.
It's also true that technology has made us lazier too, though.
It's a yes and no for me.
I don't know.
It's made us be less tedious with particular things. I don't know about lazy. I mean, what's a measure of lazy? I mean, if you do something in a way easier fashion that's more efficient instead of a more tedious, less efficient fashion, is that you being lazy? I mean, are you judging laziness by the actual outcome of like things you produce or things that you do, or the amount of effort and work you put into producing or getting those outcomes? You know, so what's laziness? I mean, yeah, I can, for instance, I can get a bunch of information that I couldn't get before without going to the library by sitting at a computer in my pajamas, but I'm getting the same information. So is it really laziness, or is it just this is more efficient now? At that point, is the whole getting up, going to the library, going through the, I mean, is that making me not lazy, or is that just me, being inefficient,
Nothing can beat going to a library and actually looking through books.
Well, I think there's a certain there is a certain thing or a joy that people can get from it. I just don't think it's necessarily less. I don't think it makes you not lazy to do
Well,
it.
and there's also the point you have to make of people who grow up in a time where, like, kids today, a lot of them probably haven't even been to a library and they don't know better. Like, they're like, oh, well, it's all on the internet. What the hell is a library? What do I,
that's true.
and they still just do fine without going to a library.
Well, I mean, Wall-E kind of, the Disney movie, kind of puts it to a point where it's like, if you have if you can have technology just do everything for you, why don't you just hang out in the chair all day?
Right. Well, that movie bugs me because if they're at that point, why don't they have like healthy
Something-
organ
yeah,
transplants
healthy organ transplants, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
to make them not just big fat
Well,
slobs hanging out on?
Because they hung
Yeah.
out in the chair all day. Nobody had the thought like, hey, wait, this is gonna be
Like,
a problem.
I understand the point they're trying to make, but it just doesn't add up to me.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
Like, the first place that money and research and science, all that stuff goes is...
Medical.
Well, first it goes to the military.
Well,
Then
that's
after that...
And then after that, it goes to Google.
Well, medical military.
Yeah. yeah. So, yeah.
Well, oftentimes it's the first place it goes commercially is medical,
Yeah.
because most of that stuff is created in the military and then it's applied to.
we just don't know about it.
I feel like we've had this conversation before. Is this weird? Anyway, I had a really weird GameDaze deja vu.
That's so weird.
Game deja vu.
Game deja vu.
Yeah. I mean, quantum computers, that's being used for medical now.
See, from what I understood, they made quantum computers, but they can't use them because they don't know how to write software for them.
Apparently, Google has one and is using it to try to find a cure for
Google does
cancer.
everything.
Apparently, they're using it specifically to find a cure for cancer, which I didn't know Google was even in the medical field.
You know, technically, they're an energy supplier.
Really?
Yeah. They wanted to like become their own like energy company.
Right.
So there's like Google Energy is like a subsidiary of them because they literally just use the company to power or to provide like energy for all of the things that they do, and they were tired of just like contracting it out to third party. Like, let's just do it all in house.
That makes sense.
But
yeah.
it was in such a vast scope that they just had to make a whole like sub company devoted to that. It's insane. They like own oil
they're so
pipelines
smart
and
and
solar
stuff.
farms.
I saw something really cool a couple weeks ago. It was one of Google's self-driving cars, except it was a Tesla self-driving
Oh
car.
my god,
It was so cool.
that sounds amazing.
The future is now.
There really is. I mean, we're starting to get to the point where we're getting things that movies promised us when we were kids.
I want the Tesla.
Oh, and
Model
hoverboards
S.
exist.
Yes, please.
Self-tying shoes, hoverboards,
Nah,
self-driving
those don't impress
cars,
me as much. No, I want to be
tablets. I mean,
Yeah.
that was Star Trek had that, and we're like, oh, people were like, that's never gonna happen. Now we have them.
Well, no, I think a huge part of it is self-fulfilling. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
On
Yeah.
the original Star
What we
Trek
want
show,
is what we
the
get.
medical scanner was actually a salt shaker held upside down.
Wow.
That's ingenuity, right?
no, see, I would prefer to get to the let's replace our organs first, so that I can live long enough to see everything else.
Yeah.
Would you replace them with robotics or
Or
bionetics? I guess?
If I saw that it was safe, yeah, I'd do it.
That brings up an interesting point, right? And it's something they kind of touch in if you've ever seen Ghost in the Shell, where you get to a point where people
Stop
have
being
robotic
human.
arms and stuff like no,
Oh.
where you're just stronger than the average person.
I wouldn't. I mean, personally, I wouldn't do it to be stronger. I would just do it to be healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean-
permanently.
Hopefully, when we get to that point, they're smart enough to put in limiters so that you can't like just punch a hole through a wall or something like that.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Yeah. Well, that because you, like we said earlier,
Obviously, well,
first place is going is military.
Military, so
Yeah.
it will happen.
Yeah. First place is going is to destroy.
Because we got mechs.
Yeah.
Japan has a working mech.
Yeah.
It
They
runs
run
on diesel,
on diesel.
but it works. And we have body suits like in the Alien movie that the military has. Our military has.
Just doesn't seem that functional.
Yeah,
like how is
like,
that
even
really
even
better?
in movies? I was like, that doesn't seem like
Yeah,
that's
why-
really-
Well, it increases
unless
your
every-
strength, your ability, like it supplies strength for you, basically.
Okay, what do you need that strength for?
I don't know, carrying people, like medics could you probably use it to carry people off the battlefield easier.
Yeah, like the whole battlefield like scenario is just not the same
Yeah.
anymore. Like
Yeah.
it's all done remotely for them. I mean, not that I'm
That's
saying
true.
there
There's
is a
a lot
front
of
line.
remote-
There
yeah.
are situations where you go into a
Yeah,
an
but
area.
there's not like, okay, here's Army A on the left and Army B on the right.
No,
Meet
it's like
in the middle.
it's like okay, if we need to go and extract
Yay, we're around
this
the
person for
world.
one reason or another,
Made it.
there are 10 different ways where you do it, as opposed
Okay,
to
but
just walking in with guns blazing.
we can do it. It can be used like maybe we want to use a gun and just have like a crazy amount of rounds that a normal person wouldn't be able to carry that many rounds, but then we don't have to worry about having to reload because this mech suit can just carry all the rounds.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just have a full-on robot just carrying all your friggin' like be a ammo donkey.
We're trying. We are trying.
We have those already.
Daniel is trying.
Changing the world.
Change
Fixing the world. Every day.
Every day.
world with guns.
It's actually a long video because
Well.
we've been so caught up in our discussions.
Well, viewers, just, marinate in that.
Yeah,
Marinate in
actually,
that knowledge we just
Give
dropped.
us give us your impressions. Give us your thoughts on the subjects we talked about
What
in
was
the
that,
comments.
Philosophy.
Fluffosity.
Philosophy.
Are you a
You're right, I'm
bunny
sorry.
demon?
You're right. I'm sorry. God, that's the best part. Anyway, thanks for watching us build worlds
Yeah.
and then talk
Destroy
about how
them.
we change our own.
Yeah, join us next week.
Yeah, most would say we were funny for the first few episodes, and then it just dropped off big time.
I know, we just got deep.
Sometimes you gotta keep it real.
Yeah, we want to show people that we're multifaceted. We're not just here for the laughs, we're also here for the... Well, join us next time, people. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And,
Oh my god! Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yes, it has devolved into that.
It's still recording. Oh my god!
hit hit that subscribe button. Help me hire some real co-hosts.
Oh God.
Nah, I'm kidding. I love these guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Breathe.